Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Great Lord Belial, Ave Great Lord Leviathan, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, the true mother of all demons and the true queen of the night, Ave Lord Beelzebub, Ave Lord Vereen, Ave King Azazel, Ave King Asmodee, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave and hail to every demon and every demoness that's in existence, both named and unnamed, and both known and unknown. And Ave and hail to all of my true 666% brothers and sisters. You know who you are. That's those that are true to Father Satan and the demonic. Or their whether it be theistic Satanism, spiritual Satanism, traditional Satanism, demonolatry, necromancy. Either one of the three. Or four or five. Five, sorry. Yeah. I was thinking about something a little while back. Like an hour ago. That is a little while back. And I was thinking about a lot of people, because this does happen to a lot of people, okay? And this does happen to a lot of people that say they're Satanists, and they walk the satanic path, and they do everything they're supposed to do. Well, they say they do. But I'm not one to judge or say that they don't. That's up to Father Satan and the demonic, and King Lucifer. And all the rest of the demonic, that's up to them. Hail Satan. Hail Father Satan, I should have said. And in saying that, now, I will say this much. A lot of people, okay, just give me one sec there, guys. A lot of people, when they start on the left-hand path, okay, they came from a Zion background. Not everybody, but the majority, for sure. For sure the majority, okay? And that being said, they obviously, their parents were bringing them to fucking Zion Church, and, you know, after their parents, you know, drag them to Zion Church, whether it be a Catholic Church, United Church, Anglican Church, Methodist Church, Mormon Church, Southern Baptist Church, or a regular Baptist Church, Pentecostal Church, Salvation Army Church, Roman Catholic Church, what have you. There's too many of them to count. And I don't really like counting them anyway. Or I don't even like saying them, to be honest with you. But that aside, now, what I want to do the video about is, or what I want to discuss in this video, I should say, is a lot of people obviously start their life in a Zion background, JCI background. Okay, not everybody, but the majority of people. Okay. Now, their parents bring them to church when they're kids and all this crap, right? And they listen to the bullshit, and some stay. Some people stay because, for some reason, they're content living in the mundane sheeple position. You know, they're content that way. I don't know how, but they are. But that's up to each their own. But, you know, that's their choice, just as long as they don't invade anything to do with me and my belief system. Now, that being said, I will also say this, that you got some, quite a few actually, who turn to the left-hand path when they get older. Like, say, when they're 18, 19, 20, 21, you know, some in their 30s, some in their early teens. Me personally, mine was more in early teens. Now that being said, okay, then when you get, say you get 17, 18, 19, 20, you decide this ain't for me no more. I'm sick of being a sheeple. I'm sick of the crap. You're basically sick of the JCI bullshit. Now that also being said, some have other reasons. You know, every individual is different, right? My reason is different from yours. And now, with that also being said, I will say this, that if we decide to go to if we could decide to go to left-hand path, a lot of people go to Wiccan and start out being Wiccan. And they stay at that white fluffy cloud crap because the real reason is, in my honest opinion, is because they're afraid to get into the darker aspects of true Satanism or of the true left-hand path. They're afraid to get it. They're afraid of basically the demonic and the ancient gods. They're scared to death of them because they don't know anything about them. And the only way you get to know anything about the demonic is by communing with them, by reading about them. You can read tons. There's tons of really good literature on the demonic, like there really is, and on Satanism in general, on the left-hand path. Now, one of my brothers who's not with us no more, he wrote the Bible of the Divine Black Flame. This one right here. Magnus, I might butcher his first name. If I do, I'm sorry. Vokalakis Orients. I might butcher his name, but this is one of his books, and this is the Bible of the Divine Black Flame of Satan. Okay? I have both of his books that he done. I treasure them because they're full of information. They really are. And, you know, then we can go into the Slavic area, and the European area, Russia, Ukraine, you know, that area. And, you know, then there's the Russian Black Magic book. This is done by Natasha Haven. And Slavic Witchcraft, which is done by Natasha Haven. I have both of them books. Now, also, in saying that, I have every book that Simus Drebwood has out, and the Marajura Cabal system, which is amazing. And then where did I put the other two? Just give me a second there. Okay, and obviously you got your Blood Sorcery Bibles. Your Blood Sorcery Bible, Volume 1 and Volume 2. By Sorceress Cassiusto, the Necromancer. These are excellent. And then you got the book of the Sacred Mage of Adrameled the Mage. I might have butchered that name too. But anyway, that being said, there's tons of real information out there on witchcraft, demonolatry, necromancy, theistic Satanism, spiritual Satanism, traditional Satanism, black sorcery in general, and black witchcraft in general. Okay? Now, that being said, obviously, you need to read something. Most Satanists most people who start out in Satanism start out with Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible. Okay? This one right here. Most people on the left-hand path start out with Anton LaVey's Satanic Bible, which does have rituals in it. Okay? And then they go to, usually, the Satanic Rituals by Anton LaVey. Okay? Now, that being said, what the fuck did I do with my pen? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Okay. That being said, now, when a lot of people started on the left-hand path, first thing we should do, or the first thing I do, I'm not telling anybody what to do, but this is what I did, right? I did a renunciation. because I knew I was destined for Satanism, okay? And black sorcery, witchcraft, necromancy. I love necromancy. Okay, I really do. And I love traditional Satanism, spiritual Satanism, theistic Satanism. I love working with the demonic in general, okay? And working with the dead. Now, that being said, a lot of people, then when they get a little older, probably in their 30s, so, like I've noticed it, like I've noticed people that have written books, and then all of a sudden one day you find out, oh, they're not, they coming back online and say, oh, I'm not a Satanist no more, I'm a Christian. Okay then, now I'm going to talk about this one person in particular. I'm not going to name his name, but there's certain people that will watch, if anybody watches this video, certain people will watch this video and they'll know exactly who I'm talking about, okay? Probably not everyone will, but if anybody watches my video, they'll know. Now, this gentleman, this guy, I'm not going to say gentleman, I'll say guy. He apparently started up his own church, the so-called Church of Traditional Satanism. I think it was, yeah, pretty sure. And this guy even wrote a Bible called Satan's Bible. Okay? Now, and then all of a sudden, the guy falls on, the guy has, someone really close to him passed away. And now, it's too bad that that person passed. Like, it really is. It's too bad, and it was someone really close to him. It's too bad she passed, it really is, and I mean that with all honesty. But instead of turning to Father Satan, and this guy's supposed to be, instead of turning to Father Satan, this guy, and to his patron or matron demon, or demoness, and instead of turning to his brothers and sisters in Satan, the ones that he knows are his true, or was his true brothers and sisters, this guy decides to go to a Christian church and go back to the JCI. Because times were hard. Because he missed his loved one. Yeah, I can understand missing your loved one, because I had a brother died when I was 13, and I idolized my brother Bill. And to this day, it fucking bugs me if I think about it. Okay? And I was 13 at that time. That's when I had my first paranormal experience. And it was a real one, believe you me. And in 2003, my dad died. My earthly dad. Okay? In 2005, my sister died. In 2017, one of my other sisters died. Blood sisters, too, at that. I was raised with them. So they're true blood sisters. Now, did I run to a JCI church? No, I didn't. But what I did do was sink myself deeper into Father Satan and my belief system in Satanism and demonolatry and necromancy. I dug myself deeper into it. And you know what? This might surprise you, but Father Satan and the demonic and my patron demon, which is King Asmodeus or King Asmodeus, Father Satan and King Asmodeus and all of the demonic were there for me. That I know 666%. Without any shadow of any doubt. I know that for sure. That they were there for me. If you commune with the demonic, and if you are 666% loyal, and 666% trusting them, and being fully honest, fully respectful, when you have to do rituals, obviously. When you do your rituals and when you talk with them, you will get replies. Things will happen in your life that will be for the better. It might take some time. It might take a couple months, 3 months, what have you. 4 months, 5 months, whatever. But it will happen. You just have to have the patience, because if the demonic work on a different time schedule than we do, they don't work on this 24-hour clock book crap. They work on probably one day to them might be one day to us. 24 hours to us might be a month to them, right? No one knows that. Only the demonic. Now that being said, I've noticed this in the past with people that I thought were true brothers and sisters as well, because this guy that turned back to the JCI, obviously, when he did this, he lost every bit of respect he had from true Satanists, like people that are true to Father Satan and the demonic. This man lost all respect from everybody that I know. And I'm not joking when I say that. I'm serious. And rightfully so, because this guy claimed to be a true child of Father Satan and King Lucifer for many years. Okay? The guy even wrote a Bible. And when life got hard for him, because he had a death in the family, he runs back to the JCI? No. So in other words, he's 666% hypocrite. It's exactly what he is. And I can promise you now that he's probably I can guarantee he's not happy. I will put my life on the line and say that man is not happy. And if that man said he was happy, he'd be lying right through his teeth. Because I can guarantee you he is going to pay in ways that you can't even dream of them. In ways that the demonic and Father Satan and King Lucifer, beautiful Queen Lilith, and all of the demonic are going to make him pay. I can promise you that right now. And I'm being dead serious on that. I'm not joking here. I'm being dead serious. And there are a lot of people to do that. There are people that are true Satanists. They do and if they do rituals, and say something happens in one of the rituals that they know that whichever demonic entity or ancient god that they were doing an evocation to and working with, or planning working, something happens and they actually know that demonic entity is with them in their altar room, or their altar chamber, or whichever you want to call it, or sanctuary, whichever you want to call it. And then they get that big a fright that they run back to the JCI. Like Ephus LeVay, or Elias LeVay, however you pronounce his first name. That's what happened with him. He went back to the Hermetic order because he got that big a fright. And he willingly admitted that in one of his books. I'm pretty sure I read it in one of his books that he pretty much admitted it. Now, that being said, I can promise, and you also see a lot of people, when they get sick, right? Like whether it's life or death, especially if a doctor tells you that, you're in really rough shape and you might not live. You got like 50-50 chance, or 70-30 chance that you might live. A lot of people, no matter how deep they are in Satanism, not a lot of people, some people, will say, oh, I'm done this, and then of course, if you're in the hospital, in most hospitals, especially in Canada, I know that for sure, especially in the area I'm in, most of the people are all Zions anyway, right? They're all JCI people, scumbags, sheeples. And the first thing they'd say is to get a priest to come in and talk to you. And a priest to tell you that, to get a priest to talk to you and to get a priest to talk to you and comfort you. Okay. Because I can remember I was in the hospital like back in 2014 probably. Because I was having like problems with my gallbladder. Now I didn't have to get it out, thankfully. I still got it. But I was having problems with it. Like nothing major, but enough to keep me in the hospital for 5 days. And when I was in there, I was in the room this evening by myself. There was another guy in the other bed, but he had his curtain was always pulled over. His name was Mr. Park. I don't know if the poor man's alive, dead, or what. I don't know what happened to him. But he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But then again, he was on his back with tubes hanging out of him too, so, you know. Anyone's nice when they're jacked up on morphine. Or Dilaudid. And, and he, yeah, and this guy came in. Like, I was in the room by myself, well, besides Mr. Park, right? And he couldn't see me because his curtain was all over. This guy comes in, and I seen he had a Bible. I seen he had the book. I seen he had the book in his hand. And as soon as I seen it, I grabbed, there was a little dish, like a bowl, on the side of my bed, the headboard by the bed, hospital bed, by the little cabinet there in the corner. And he knocked on the door, he said, "Sir, can I come in and talk to you?" And I seen he had the book. And I picked up the bowl and threw the bowl at him. And he had to duck to get away from the bowl. And the bowl, it was a glass bowl, and the bowl shattered on the floor. And of course the nurses came running and asked what happened. I said, "Tell that cox," and this is just the words I said. I'll leave out the explicits. I'll leave out the bad language that I said. I said, "Tell that scumbag, yada, 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 never to come in my room again. If he ever comes in my room again, he's done." And, and they told him. And I never seen him after. But that's the thing. The JCI crowd, they feed off of people's misery. When they see that somebody is down and hurting, like really down and really hurting, they're like rabid wolves. They're like coyotes that got rabies. Like they really are. They're worse than hyenas. Like 1,000,000 times worse than hyenas. That go for a crippled lion or a crippled antelope or a sick antelope or elk, not elk, but antelope or something like that. They really do. And that sucks. And a lot of people fall for that. Even if they are true Satanists, they fall for it. But I can guarantee you now, people that do fall for that, I wouldn't want to be them. I wouldn't want to be in their dreams, because I can guarantee you right now, Father Satan and the demonic, they'll never live comfortably in their life, and they'll never, when their time comes to go, to die, I can guarantee you that Father Satan is going to pay them so dearly that it's going to be unbelievable. They're just hypocrites. And they're like I said in one of my other videos, they probably weren't true Satanists to begin with. They were just in it to try to make money of it. Quick cash grab. Try to. But that being said, I'll let everybody go. I'm going to give a few shout-outs. Ave Satanis, Ave Lucifera, Ave Lord Belial, Ave Lord Leviathan, Ave Beautiful Queen Lilith, Ave Queen Astaroth, Ave King Asmodeus, Ave and hail to every demon and every demoness that's in existence. And I'm going to give a couple shout-outs. One to Michael Hyson, one to Behemoth X, one to Edgar Cavall, one to Carrie Darkstar, one to Volvin and her husband John, one to JD Temple, one to everybody at Dark Sorcery, the Dark Sorcery channel. Pretty much one to Sandra Graham. Everybody that is 666%. One to my sister Loki from California. One to my sister Yasmin from Sweden. One to all of my true 666% brothers and sisters. My true ones. The fakes, the phonies. No, not happening. And I'll talk to you next, guys. I know this video went a little bit longer than I expected, but that happens sometimes, right? Hail Satan. Talk to you next.